Ready to talk die casting in the medical world.
Always. It's more common than you might think.
Right. Bet you didn't realize it's kind of like making those detailed Jell-O molds, but with, well, molten metal.
Molten metal and tons of pressure. It's how they get the precision for everything from teeny tiny implants to those big machines at the hospital.
Exactly. So let's break down why die casting is such a good fit for the medical world.
Well, the sources highlight that the parts are both lightweight and strong.
Which seems important in medicine.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, incredibly durable, and you can't forget resistant to contamination.
Sterility and reliability, gotta have it.
Exactly.
All while being cost effective.
Definitely a big deal because then more people can access quality healthcare.
For sure. But enough about the why.
Yeah.
Let's get into the what. Like, how is die casting actually USD in medicine?
Well, there's a whole list of applications. We're talking surgical instruments, dental implants, orthopedic devices. It's a lot.
It really is. And the housings for those huge diagnostic machines like CT scanners and X-ray machines are often die cast too.
Right. Got to have something sturdy to shield patients from radiation.
And I bet it's not just the large-scale stuff either. Die casting is probably used for the delicate parts inside those machines too.
You got it. It's really adaptable.
It's pretty amazing. Okay, enough about the machines. What about materials? Our sources point to aluminum as the superstar for medical die casting.
Yeah, it's machinable, lasts a long time, it's lightweight, easy to clean, and holds up well in, well, a microbial environment.
Makes sense. You don't want something rusting inside you,
For sure not. And aluminum is strong for how lightweight it is.
which is important.
Yeah. Think about surgical tools or implants. You need them to be robust, but also lightweight and maneuverable.
It's like the perfect blend of, I don't know, brawn and finesse.
Yeah, I like that. But even with all those advantages, I'm sure there's still some challenges, right?
Oh, definitely. Like when it comes to die casting for the medical industry specifically.
Well, the sources outline three big ones. Precision control, keeping up with advancements in medical technology, and then all the regulatory standards.
Makes sense, but I think I want to hear more about that precision piece.
Okay, yeah.
Like, what are the consequences if something goes wrong with a die-cast medical device?
Oh, well, they can be pretty severe. We're talking life-threatening even. Imagine a surgical instrument failing during a procedure.
Yikes.
Yeah, or an implant malfunctioning.
Because of, like, a tiny imperfection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why the testing and quality control have to be so strict.
Because people's lives are literally on the line.
Absolutely. There's zero room for error, which I guess makes sense since, we're talking about people's health.
Right. It's not just like building a chair.
Definitely not. But okay, moving on. I noticed our sources mention other metals being used in medical die casting besides just aluminum.
Yeah, what about those?
Well, aluminum is by far the most common, but sometimes other metals are, well, better. Zinc, magnesium, copper, and stainless steel can all work too.
Huh. So it's like a, I don't know, a metal mixtape for medical devices.
Oh, sure. And each metal kind of brings its own strength to the table, like zinc alloys. They're known for holding their shape really well over time.
And they can be finished in lots of ways. I'm guessing that's important for how the device works, right?
You got it. Both how it looks and how it functions. So that's why our source mentions zinc being used in things like pumps and even wheelchairs.
Right. You need those things to be durable and reliable.
Exactly. And then there's magnesium alloys, which are all about, being lightweight but strong.
Oh, right. Magnesium, the super light metal. So does that mean it's mostly used where weight really matters?
Yep. Think about those surgical instruments or implants or even some respiratory equipment.
You don't want something heavy weighing the patient down.
Nope. Magnesium alloys are perfect in those situations.
Okay, makes sense. What about copper?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of copper for medical devices.
Well, copper is crucial for electrical conductivity. It's a key component in machines that rely on electrical signals.
Like,
Well, like ECG machines or X-ray machines, even patient monitors.
so basically, without copper, we wouldn't be able to get those readings that tell us what's going on with the patient.
Right. Copper is essential for those.
Wow. Every metal has its own specialty, it seems. Okay, last one, stainless steel. I feel like that one's kind of obvious, right?
Stainless steel is, super durable and resistant to corrosion.
Yeah.
But it's also biocompatible.
Meaning it won't, like, cause a bad reaction when it's inside the body, right?
Exactly. So it's great for stuff like surgical instruments or implants.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a whole team of metals working behind the scenes. I do want to go back to aluminum for a minute, though. Our source mentions it can be used for both the protective casings and E, the actual working parts of the equipment.
Yeah, that's aluminum for you. Such a great combination of properties.
Lightweight, but strong, easy to make into complicated shapes, and won't corrode. It's like the overachiever of the die casting world.
Something like that.
Okay, enough about the metals themselves. I want to talk about the people for a second.
Oh, good point.
We talked about the technical challenges, but what about the actual humans making these devices?
Yeah.
What kind of skills do they need?
I mean, the precision and attention to detail is immense. It's not just knowing how to do it as a cast, it's understanding the impact these devices have.
Right, this isn't just like a random widget. It's something that can save a life.
You got it. And I think the technicians and engineers, they get that. They're not just building machines, they're, well, crafting tools that can help people heal.
That's got to be pretty motivating.
Definitely. It drives them to be excellent at what they do.
That's amazing. Okay, last thing. What does the future of medical die casting look like? Any big trends on the horizon?
Well, one of the most exciting things is 3D printing. Imagine making implants that are like totally customized for each patient.
Wow.
Using 3D printed die casting molds, it could like completely change how we do personalized medicine.
So we're talking about solutions that are specifically designed for one person's body.
Exactly. And that's not even all. There are always new alloys being developed too. Even stronger, lighter, more biocompatible.
So it sounds like the future is bright for die casting in medicine.
Oh, for sure.
All right, well, I think that about covers it for this deep dive. We talked about the basics of die casting, how it's used in medicine, the challenges, what's coming next. It's been a lot.
Yeah, it has. But I think the main takeaway for our listeners is pretty simple. Die casting might not be glamorous, but it's a vital part of modern medicine.
It really is a hidden process. Most people probably never even think about it.
But it's literally the foundation for, so many important technologies in healthcare.
Exactly. It's not just about what we can do now either. All this stuff we've been talking about, like how adaptable die casting is and the constant push for new materials, I mean, it makes me think die casting will be even more important in medicine in the future.
Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of like we've only seen the first few minutes of the movie so far.
What are you most excited about?
Well, like we said, 3D printing could be huge. Imagine creating those custom implants or devices we were talking about using 3D printed molds.
Yeah, being able to personalize a solution based on like a specific person's anatomy.
Exactly. It could make such a difference for patients. But I mean, obviously, there's still some hurdles.
Oh, right. Like what?
Well, we need to make sure all these new ways of making things are like just as safe and reliable as the old ways. Plus, there's the cost thing. Like, how do we make sure everyone can afford these personalized medical devices?
Yeah, that's a big one. But I have a feeling we'll figure it out.
Humans are pretty good at solving problems when we put our minds to it.
That's true. And that's part of what makes this whole field so fascinating. It's always changing, always trying to do things better for patients.
And die casting, even though most people don't see it, is a big part of that.
Absolutely. It's kind of like the silent partner that makes it all happen. Well said. Okay, I think that about wraps it up for us. We've talked about how die casting works, why it's important in medicine, the challenges, the future. It's been quite a deep dive.
It has. Thanks for having me. I always love talking about this stuff.
Me too. And to all our listeners out there, hopefully you learned something new today. Die casting might not be the most glamorous topic, but it's pretty incredible when you think about it. So keep exploring the world, keep asking questions, and maybe you will be the one to discover the next big thing in die casting. Until next time.